Welcome to FarmMaximizer. I would like to give you a quick tour of how the program will benefit your operation. FarmMaximizer will help you make better decisions by providing you with the information you need to make them. Starting with the percent sold meter, or what we call the Revenometer. This graph quickly tells you what percent sold you are for the current year in the top left corner, or the past 3 years by clicking on Profit. Not only is it telling you what level of percent sold you are sitting at, but also what your projected profit is based on revenues and expenses you have entered in the program. Let's start with the top bar, Revenue. It's made up of actual sales to date, committed sales to date but not yet fully priced, and uncommitted sales. These are valued on the marketing futures month you choose and local basis, or you can provide a cash price. The calculations of these is shown in the percent sold page. You will notice that the green bar is matched dollars 523,000 with the sold, and that is based on the contracts that have been entered in here as being sold. The committed number, 179,000, also comes from the percent sold page and is made up of this one contract. The remainder, which is at risk, is uncommitted inventory that is being valued based on the futures market month that you chose with its basis, or cash prices that you used in My Prices. While the dollar values agree in the Revenometer, you'll note the percent sold does not. In the percent sold page, we are basing the percentage of sales based on volume, whereas in the Revenometer, we're basing it on dollars compared to total revenue. When the crops have a wide spread in prices, the differences can be noticeable, as it is in this case, 60% sold versus only 45% in the Revenometer. At the far right of this page is calculated realized price. This price is based on the sales, commitments, and uncommitted that are all valued. This price is transferred to the grain budgets page. You will note how the prices in the grain budgets will always agree with the dollars in the realized price of percent sold. The grain budgets page, of course, also calculates out the revenue using the realized price times the yield that you have entered for each crop and field. The grain budgets page also gathers the direct costs for growing each crop. The revenue minus the expenses leaves the contribution margin per acre for each crop. This can also be referred to as the gross profit per acre. The Acres tab allocates each crop budget to a particular land location, or acres can be given to it in an unassigned fashion as it is here. The rent for each land parcel is contained within the land parcel's information, or with unallocated acres, rented acres can be given the parameters here. The rent is requested here for convenience, but it is delivered to the overhead expenses, not direct expenses. All other costs not outlined in the grain budgets need to be entered into the overhead page. This page needs to include all remaining expenses and cash outflows of farming and living to bring a true cost of production. The dollars of revenue, expenses, and cash costs all come together in the cash surplus profit page. It is the final report that combines the data of sales, commitments, and current market positions, combined with the yield, acres, and expenses of the grain budgets here at the top. And then the operations over page is contained below. All of this brings together the cash surplus and profit for this farm. All of this information is now summarized in the very informative Revenometer. I was once told by a client that this software made him a lot of money. But to keep my ego in check, he added, "Don't get me wrong, it's not rocket science. It just kept me informed of how much profit I was losing by holding on to my inventory when prices started to fall." I quickly sold my remaining position and captured the profit that was being shown before it dropped further. I was able to realize the profit I was very happy with. In my opinion, that is the Revenometer doing its job. I hope you find it helpful in doing yours.